What? I can't hear you.
We are finally ready for the big announcement.
Now, I think
I've
it's
been
safe
waiting
to
for this
assume
for
that
a
the
long
gamers
time, as
are
many
sitting on the
other
edge of
people
their
have.
gaming chairs right
And I
now.
thought it would be fun to do a live reaction to the upcoming
For our first big Warner
Batman
Brothers
game.
games announcement. So, to tell us more about it, please welcome Billy Batson's alter ego, Zachary Levi.
Hello, interwebs. It's Zachary Levi, your favorite household Shazam.
What's up,
You guys
Shazam?
know I like me some video games. I'm a gamer ever since I was a little kid, which means I'm very excited to be revealing a brand new video game from Warner Brothers Games.
Yes.
We're going to meet the creative team in just a moment, but first, some brand spanking new footage from said game. We're about to play it right now for all of us. I've never seen it, so we're going to experience this together.
I'm ready.
Let's take a look.
I mean, it's brand spanking new to everybody because this has been under wraps for years.
We're still waiting for the police to confirm if there are any victims. This story is evolving.
Dark and brooding DC. My favorite. I love Dark and brooding DC. We jump right into the action of some chaos or something.
International news: an explosion rocked Gotham City earlier today.
We are now able to confirm that billionaire philanthropist Bruce Wayne is...
Well, if Bruce Wayne's dead, then it's not going to be a very fun game now, is it? But okay. I'm digging the graphics. I assume this is CGI, but it looks pretty.
If you're watching this, I'm dead.
Uh-oh. I just kind of corny opening, I don't know. Code Black.
It was automatically triggered when I destroyed the cave and everything it contained. We both know it won't take long for Gotham's criminals to realize the Batman is gone. And you can't count on the GCPD. Haven't trusted us since Jim died.
Jim died too. Everyone's dead in this game.
Need its protectors more than ever.
Oh my goodness.
I'm leaving you the Belfry as base of operations. Some of the technology is outdated, but it has the gear you need and all of my files.
Alright.
You've always had my back when I needed you. I know you'll keep Gotham safe. Good luck. And goodbye.
Goodbye. I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's not dead. Just a hypothesis. Okay, I'm digging this. We're getting all like the second stringers. I appreciate a new look on a game for sure. I like that. I think that's a cool touch. I still feel like this is CGI though. I don't really feel like this is actual gameplay yet. It's a little too polished. The lighting is just a little too pretty. Maybe little snippets are injected in there on the character model portion. I hope it looks this good. I mean, we're ready for something good. Although I gotta say the Arkham games had a really solid engine to them too. I like how they're all using sticks and then that guy's a gun. Okay. That was definitely a very small snippet of gameplay, which does get my hopes up that maybe it's a little more gameplay than we had initially thought. Especially from just seeing a little bit of the HUD overlay, a little bit of the map there. That typically wouldn't be a CGI thing that they would add. Okay. Gotham Knights. I like the logo.
No one talks about them.
I actually did read The Court of Owls, so I am familiar with this. At least a little bit. It's like a secret shadow society hidden within Gotham.
For if you try to cross them, then the town strikes you dead.
Dun dun dun. Looks cool. 2021. All right, we've got a year at least.
I'm Patrick Redding.
I'm Fleur Marty.
We're both from Warner Brothers Games Montreal, and we're both thrilled to finally be able to show you Gotham Knights.
You may be wondering why we chose to tell this story and focus on these characters.
We wanted to shake up the status quo of Gotham City. We wanted to see what happens when you take away the safety of Batman's presence.
I like that approach. Take away Batman and see what happens. He's got a great supporting cast.
Red Hood and Robin have to step up.
I'm down for that.
The role of new protectors of Gotham.
What's really exciting about Gotham Knights is that you, the player, will be able to grow these characters how you see fit. You get to see how you would step up and become Gotham's protector. You're not trying to become the new Batman. You're becoming your own badass superhero.
And as a bonus, we brought gameplay footage. This is captured in-engine from a recent build. And we just can't wait for you to take a look.
In engine, so this is going to be PC gaming. So it's 100%. I can already tell you this. It will not look this good on consoles. We've seen this trick 1,000 times. But the fact that he did make an emphasis that it was in engine, and the fact that it was current build, is probably pretty indicative of what you can expect to see on a PC. Just want to point that out. I like the Bat motorcycle. That's really cool.
Belfry, Elliott Center is covered in ice. Whatever's causing this is localized at the top.
This poor city of Gotham. Like, who would ever want to live here? That looks pretty cool. Like the lighting effects, some really good particles, smoke, that kind of thing. Looks good. Looks pretty. Oh, I just saw a little pop-up in the corner. Robin has joined the session. Looks like we're going to get some multiplayer action. Curious to see if this is their answer to the Avengers, particularly with, you know, the drop-in, drop-out type thing. We'll have to see how that plays out. I see his marker on the map now about 50 meters off to the left. So we'll see when he shows up. He's just kind of standing there right now.
If he wants a fight, he'll get it.
Now, I wonder how that would work if you were playing by yourself. Obviously, there wouldn't be that dialogue, so these just kind of canned throwaway lines that they would use when they kind of interact with each other. That'll be interesting to see how much that impacts the actual story element of the game. These open world games obviously do lose a lot of story elements when you have so many people in a shared space at once. Had Robin not been there when the fight began, obviously he would have been able to talk to you. Had it not been Robin, you know, these are questions that you kind of got to think about in your head. But this is very indicative of a Destiny type game. We have characters that have distinct levels on them. We have damage indicators when you punch. We see experience meters in the corner now. I'm not sure what that is in the bottom left. Resources, maybe?
Fun's one word for it. Just a heads up, the chopper's under order.
Okay.
Fire on anything that moves inside.
Gotham City Police, drop your weapons or we will open fire. Returning fire.
The storm is getting worse. You need to hurry and find a way inside Elliott Center.
Okay.
DCPD chopper made that part easy.
Thanks, Helicopter, for blowing a hole in the secret layer so we could walk in. Okay. I like the way the capes billow. That was something I always appreciated in the Arkham games. I thought Batman's cape was awesome. I loved it. It was very like leathery and material sounding. It had a very distinct wisp to it when you like glided. I'm picking up tones of that in this trailer, and I like that a lot.
If anyone asks, I meant to do that.
I won't say a word.
Okay. Same kind of thing again with the little banter between the two characters.
Those poor people. They didn't stand a chance.
Okay. Meanwhile, we have another character now who's looks like there's some stealth elements that's very indicative of a Batman game. There you go.
This will only take a second.
Kind of reminds me of the promise of what Assassin's Creed Unity tried to do, where they showed a game footage with multiple heroes fighting all at once simultaneously. I highly doubt anybody's friends are this coordinated to do this. Most likely it'll be a Zerg rush where everybody will run in the front door at once, but it's cool to fantasize that the system could potentially support multiple interactions at once. That would be a very fun simulation. It kind of reminds me almost of like a Grand Theft Auto heist, where everybody has a distinct mission or task that they're trying to complete simultaneously with other people. I'm not sure if the ebb and flow of this game would be this way in every single instance, or if this is more like a raid dungeon or whatever. It'd be hard to tell because you may not complete the game the way you know, the other people may change the way you would play this particular mission. I'm not really sure how that plays out quite yet. And also, I did notice there was a little bit of synergy between the two characters. It almost looked like they were teaming up to doing like a special move together. So I'm guessing that potentially you're going to see like supers or whatever that interact with each other, which reminds me again of Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, which is, I think, a really cool system. So I'm excited for that.
These cables on the floor. Guaranteed they lead to freeze.
I just don't know how people are going to feel about having an indicator of the other heroes on your screen constantly floating around you. That's something more synonymous with like an MMO type game, where there's just an overlay of the HUD and there's like two. We're not. I mean, this is definitely limited HUD. We're not seeing health or time or objectives or anything like that. I'm just not sure if people are going to like to see all these things bouncing around the corner of their screens. That might be something they may want to consider as they kind of review through how this game develops. Impressive lighting effects for sure, at least from that beam. They're not really showing much of her shadow, so it's hard to tell how great the shadows. I could see a smidge of the cape down at the bottom of the screen, but not much. Okay. The old Bat Tech. Now I assume you have to defend it from waves of enemies. That's pretty much every mission is. Of course, right?
You don't want to be on the roof when this disruptor goes off. Trust me.
Irrelevant. I already have what I need.
Well, if you already have what you need, why are you even here? Falling again.
Nothing can stop it.
We'll see about that.
Okay, so it looks like as she's attacking, she's filling up some meter on the bottom left. Yep, there's their health bar. I just saw her take some damage. Looks like she has a status effect on her. It looks like a snowflake, so I'm assuming that either means she's cold or like her attack is reduced based on some other thing. So this definitely has buffs. Very clear to me there. You can see his health indicator at the top. I'm not sure what the exclamation means. Maybe it means he's a quest that you have to defeat. Kind of makes sense, but multiple phases of a boss fight. Yeah, okay, that was really cool, but that is very, very heavily influenced by raid type fights. Multiple people jumping in at once, different phases, an attack phase, a defense phase. Very clear to me. Definitely not a sequel to the other Arkham games, for sure.
Driven you the most in the direction of this game?
Wow.
Destiny.
I'd say really there have been kind of three consistent ideas at the heart of Gotham.
We want to be like Destiny.
First is having like a whole cast of playable characters that can continue to grow and reinvent themselves. Second, a real living, breathing Gotham City that keeps challenging you, keeps serving
like a persistent open MMO world.
It's that fantasy of the superhero team up, and we wanted to be able to deliver that in co-op play.
Raids.
Copy that.
Interesting.
Alistair from Kenya asks, what goes into deciding which characters you are going to develop a game around?
Well, we chose characters who resonate with players on a few different axes. We wanted
We need
heroes
Deathstroke.
who embody
He resonates
different
with me.
aspects of the Bat family. The detective side, as well as the fighter, the scourge of the underworld, the urban legend. We looked for characters that offer players a unique starting point and then a long runway for growth. Ultimately, we wanted heroes that could take on the forces that threaten Gotham City, but each bringing their own unique perspective.
Gotcha. Okay. Now we have Riley from the United States. Homegrown. Riley from the United States.
Cringe.
asks, could you give anything more on this WB Games Montreal game? Any other little tidbits?
Kind of stupid. That's the grand finale of the question.
The Belfry will be a very important location in Gotham Knights.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we gotta keep a few secrets. We're gonna have more to talk about later.
We can tell you this. The mystery in Gotham Knights is way bigger than just the protocols.
Well, is there anything else that you would like us to know?
Well, our game is coming out in 2021, and we can't wait for everyone to play it.
Thank you all for tuning in.
That's what else you want us to know? That's the grand finale. These guys need to work on the hype a little bit, get us wound up, be like,
I'm Zachary Levi. Love you.
love you too, Zach. I liked how he threw the cards on and they just faded into the nether.
Wow. Just
All right, I'm going to jump over and chat for a few minutes with you all. Gotham Knights looks very interesting. It's something that is a very big departure from what we have seen from the previous Batman games, for sure. As I kind of indicated, and they basically confirmed it at the end of that little interview there. Very different style game than what you're used to seeing. This is very heavily influenced by other looter shooters or whatever. I am almost 100% certain this game will have different types of gear and different missions. It's interesting to see as a genre begins how companies slowly rise to it. We saw it with Marvel's Avengers, which I just did a video on last week talking about that. We obviously saw EA's ill-fated attempt at this with Anthem. We've also seen this as well on other games like, well, there's a lot of them really, honestly. I'm not saying I'm drawing a blank here. Division. It's just a popular genre right now where you're starting to see these games where you kind of start with a character and work your way up. What I find interesting about this game is that they chose to give you a pre-established character base to select from. I didn't know all the heroes in there. I recognized a few. But it's interesting that you're not like creating your own, kind of like what they did with DC Universe Online, where you basically made your own identity, your own costume. It's going to be odd to see how the game can shape storytelling in a meaningful way with characters that are already pre-established while still giving you some semblance of freedom to make it your own. That's something that I'll be very curious to see as the game develops, kind of what the structure and everything kind of folds out to be. I'm excited for it though. I think it's good to try something new. I think Gotham is a very rich and vibrant place, and there's a lot of really cool things that can happen there. I would love to see casts of people. The multiplayer aspect does intrigue me greatly. I love multiplayer. I think it would be a lot of fun to play with my friends to try to work around, but I just don't know how you build in a good story tether to that piece as well. So there you guys have it. My first live reaction video in some time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And leave some comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this upcoming game. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.